Before we start our class today, I want to explain the instruction of our term paper. I already posted on my course view, so you can, you know, watch and make and, you know, read the instruction carefully later. So, but anyway, you can watch this video just for, make you clear about our instruction. So, as you can see, Lee, Sophie, and Duke, can you see this screen now? Just thumbs up or let me know. Okay, thank you. For our term paper, you still got 20 points to correct. So, this is a critical review of literature on some aspect of organization of information. So what we learn, what we teach, what we study, you can choose or pick up some topics that you feel interested in each, in some aspect. So you can conduct your own literature review, you know, uh, choose 5 to 8 journal articles order the topic, but you can choose only one topic of this coursework. It depends on your interest. So, such as indexing and subject heading systems, bibliographic description and standards, control vocabulary and subject access. Or user-generated vocabularies, taxonomy, or DOE and LC classification system, facet classifications, ontology, whatsoever, or even today topic, organizing cultural heritage information. So 5 to 8 of articles should come from the core journals. So I suggest you to use library databases or the database that our library subscribe for you. Try not to use Google Scholars or Google Search Engine. So just use the databases our library subscribe for you. And yeah, pick up some, articles in the topic that you choose, 5 or 8 articles. You got around 2 weeks to finish this final assignment. Right? So our deadline is on Wednesday, the 22nd of November. Please do not leave it all to the last day of submission. Anyway, before you finish your term paper, you got a chance to give an oral presentation in the classroom, I hope on site. Okay. And yeah, that's why it's time for you to have a, showcase from, even you cannot finish a written term paper of yours, but you still have a chance to present, in the classroom, share your ideas with your classmates on week 14, 15, sorry, on week 15. So we don't have a final exam. So week 16 would be free for you. And at the end of your bibliography, you must give me a 2-page summarization of your chosen topic and findings of reviewing the 5 to 8 journal articles. So not just a summaries of each article. Now you have to learn how to synthesize what you get from these articles and merge them in one, you know, in in the findings that you found. Compare or contrast and similarities or the the differences that you find from from 5 to 8 articles. It depends on you, and show your critical thinking to me. So 20 points could become from your critical thinking rather than, uh, the up to date or something. Yeah. Could be the relevant articles and show me your critical thinking. Similarity, differences, any gap, any development, any trends that you can predict from the articles. Okay. So you get the idea now from our term paper. I look for your critical thinking, rather than, oh, this is a good article or something or not. Yeah, it's about your critical thinking. You loved it, you hate that, or you think there's some drawbacks or some flaws or some trend, you know, any observation that you found from these articles that you choose by yourself. Okay. That's it for our instruction of the term paper. Any questions? You can type. Okay.
Okay. How many pages we need to write?
I expect 2 pages.
Okay.
Not much. Just try to be critical. Yeah, at least 2 pages. At least 2 pages. That's fine. Your critical thinking that I look for. Any questions? But feel free to type your questions or your queries on our chat box. Sure. So yes, why not? So for Lee and Duke, maybe you can, apply or link this term paper instruction to your research topic. Why not? Rather than the general topic. But anyway, you can use, again, that's my warning. You can, you have to use the databases, the library subscribe for you rather than searched on Google. Any questions? So you can, for Lee and Duke, you can, choose the article that related to your research topic. Okay. But after you are preparing for your term paper, just let me know, right? If you get stuck or you can face some problems or any, some doubts or some troubles, just let me know. We can, solve that problems, that just make your term paper run smoothly. Okay, our topic today Our topic today is cultural heritage information management. So I try to, show you some advancement of, the discipline of information organization. So this is another trend in this area. So they try to apply the principles of organizing information in the cultural heritage sector. This topic could be, your interest, your personal interest. So they try to apply uh, organizing information principles into the field of archives or in general cultural heritage information. That is the growing areas of research for our field, library and information science, or library and information studies. Unfortunately, I can't find any programs that focus specific on cultural heritage information management except this one, right? So I give you this link on my Coursewell webpage resources, web resources that you can, search around or browse or read something that's useful for you. Fine. But anyway, there are many specific, measure in this program. But what I wanna present to you is cultural heritage information management only, right? So we can look around together. Cultural heritage information management. So they claim that this program or this area focus on, how to managing primary sources or primary source materials in library special collections, archives, and museums. So that's why I think our today's topic could be, concerned with Duke. CHIM's course, right, to support traditional emerging practices of managing unique hidden collections and more digital resources in terms of, preservation, so digital information environment. So it goes beyond the library, archive, or museum. I mean, that's, traditionally, we we manage only physical, right, physical stuff. But for this program, they try to, persuade us to learn and to study about how to manage digital materials or digital objects in library, special collection, archive, and museum. So if you look at the curriculum, you can see, yeah, our coursework could be, right, a core course of the, of the new area of research or new area of study, cultural information management, right, organization of information. But anyway, the core courses still, connect to library science, right? As you can see from the curriculum. But look at the, elective courses. Look at the elective courses. Still, still have a tone of library science. Yeah, right. Like foundations, digital libraries, metadata, preservation, digital curation. So still have some aspects related to library science. But they offer history and theory of cultural heritage institutions. So in your idea, you can type your answers. In your idea, what kinds of cultural heritage institutions that, excluding the library, archive, and museum. So, what kind of cultural heritage institutions that you think they include in this program or in this area of study? So you can type your answers now. Okay. Yeah. University. Anything else? What CHI, right? What are cultural heritage institutions? And do give us his answer. Call he guessed universities. Gallery. Thank you. Yeah, galleries. Okay. Museum. Yeah, thank you, crap. Gallery. Gallery. Museum. Okay. Cultural heritage institution. Um, some like you know, government, government agency, or even historical places, temple. If you have free time, you can, um, travel around Bangkok, and there are many temples that they become a part of school. They teach Buddhist. They teach, they teach monks. Sorry, they teach monks in terms of, like a Buddhism school. Right? So they become cultural heritage institution, or yeah, you call gallery, museum, and now at the moment we have many, you know, private museum, right? We have private museum that, runs or organized by the private sector or the owners of their house, right? Traditional house or whatsoever. So that goes beyond the library. Yeah, so more. That's you know, the the monk who originally established the temple. He's a very famous monk, and they become the private archive. Yeah, or not the government's management at all. So that's why we try to cover cultural heritage institutions more than the library. But the library still become, right? And it just Duke says GLAM, or Ali says GLAM, Gallery, Library, Archive, and Museum. So let's go beyond. But to be honest, as you learn all along this coursework, Library, Archive, and Museum still got their own special principles or special practices when we try to organize the information, right? We still got a uniqueness or characteristics of our practices. So, but anyway, we still have common process anyway, but we call with different terms, right? We call with different names. So whatsoever. And yeah, as you can see from this page, right, called digital exhibits or exhibitions in libraries, archives, and museums. Still another focus that they try to, manage cultural information, cultural heritage information. And as you can see, historical places in your countries that try to register to become, a valuable places from the UNESCO in Thailand as well. I think 2 months ago, there's a big news in Thailand about a new historical places that, approved by the UNESCO. China as well. There are many places that they try to register, right, to become the world cultural heritage. And then if this project or these projects succeed, it means we need to, manage cultural heritage information that we get or collect from that kind of, places as well. So this is go beyond library, archive, and museum as well. And anyway, in my ideas, but I can't afford it. It will be great if you have some kinds of historical background on, the general knowledge of history, right? From the, about the information that you have to organize them. So that's a very good idea that you can upgrade yourself or develop yourself to get a, knowledge, general knowledge about history. And do I hope that maybe you can, have some kind of hint on, general knowledge of history in some periods, right? In some historical periods in your personal interest. And Lee and Sophie, that you can, learn by yourself. Yeah, have a lifelong learning about the history that maybe you can help you or upgrade your, your competence or your skills as, in the field of your study or, in your work in the future. Okay. And yeah. Move on. Oh, sorry. Move on to the next. And as you can see, the next coursework that could be, uh, some helpful knowledge, some helpful skills that you can make to help you to become cultural heritage information professionals in terms of data on the web. Still, if you fancy library special collection, you need to learn cataloging and classification. Or like Duke, you learn oral history now, or history of the book, right? So some archives management, database management. But to be honest, the hardest part of this new area of study could be practical. So it's very hard to find some places that you can practice, or you can, to become an internship, to have internship, or, to have a beginner in this field. It's very hard to find. But still, if you think SCLAM, could be the potential places that you can, ask for practicum or practices in the field. Art and museum and rare books, whatsoever. But as you can see, in the Western culture, still, visions of Italy, the thing is that the original sources of Western culture. But to be fair, in our Asian culture, right, could be China, India, right, there's major sources of our original cultures. Thailand as well, we, get or obtain a lot of, Indian and Chinese cultures in Thailand as well. So maybe you can, study in the root, right? ROOT, root, in the root of our cultures, that to help you get better understanding of, cultural heritage information that you get. And as you can see, the Academy of Certified Archivists, or ACA. So for cultural heritage management, they becomes another field or another area of the study now. As we know, our programs approved by CHIM, UK, Charter Institute of Library and Information Professionals, United Kingdom. Yes, we are proud of this approval or our, certification, right? But for cultural heritage information now, so you need to approve, qualifying student to get certified archivist. So, Duke, did you remember yesterday you talking about the situation of archivist salaries in your country, right? Let me talk back to your situation that you shared, that archivists in your country have a low salary or low income. Some it's because of maybe we need to certify them, like a special careers or special jobs that not general people can do. It's try to, uh, up the level of some kinds of professionals. Let me share the situation in Thailand as well, in the library. As you know, in ASEAN, only the Philippines, they got they offer the certified librarians. Yeah. So the librarians can, take an exam and become, a professional librarian. But now in Thailand, they try to make a progress and approve skills and knowledge of university librarians. And the reason behind this movement, I will say salaries or income. So the more you can show your expertise or your specialized knowledge, right? Not everyone can do your job. Not everyone can do your job. It means you get higher salaries. That's the point I want to make and let you know this kind of, Academy of Certified Archivists is another attempt, another movement that makes our professionals to be more specific and get more recognized, right? Get, get more recognition from the general audience or the lay person and upgrade our knowledge and skill. Not everyone can do our job. Let me say that. That's the point. That's why, GPS program, I try hard. Let me say that. I try hard to get certified by the CHIM UK. So in this movement as well, they try hard to get approved from, the Academy of Certified Archivists, especially in the USA or UK or Australia, as you know, the Western countries, they try hard to upgrade their professional and make the visibility visible, right? Make ours visible, make us visible. So that's the point. So yesterday is a good, yeah, do. But to be honest, it's not just, a team, but could be an organization. Right? So in Thailand as well, they start with, you know, they launch the idea from, Thailand Association of Libraries. Yeah, Thailand Library of Association, TLA. They try to upgrade these kinds of professionals by certifying them. But it's not easy, right? It's not easy. So you can see, as you can see, Sophie Lee and Duke, you have to take an exam. You have to take an exam as well. But compare with information technology professional in your country, I guess they try hard. You have to take an exam, right? And become, a beginners, intermediate, and advanced professional, right? In IT, in marketing, in laws, right? Or in medical professional, they try hard. How about information professionals in your countries? Maybe we need more some strategies or policies that make our professionals more, visible and looks more professional as well in terms of exam. 2 years ago, the Chula Central Libraries invite me to, you know, to suggest them the idea of how we can, offer exams for librarians to upgrade or to become a certified librarian. And you say this movement or this trial could be aware of, as you know, when you graduate from the program, except PhD, Lee. Sorry about that. CHIM didn't approve our PhD program. They approve only master program. So Sophie, after you finish master program, it means the quality of yours similar to the graduates from UK because they approve that the quality of our program as well. So it means if you finish 2 years or 2 year and a half program, it means your quality similar to the British graduates, right? In terms of that. And no need to take an exam to become a certified professional. But if the professional association take this responsibility or take over these roles, it means even you graduate the GPS program, but you still need to prepare yourself and take an exam of the association, right? So it means you do it twice, right? It's so hard. You have to pay more. You have to study further. To be honest, like a lawyer, right? In your country, even they graduate the law program, right? Undergrad laws program, but they still need to take an exam, right? To become professional lawyers or even, judge in the court system, right? They still then need to certify. But how about information professional? You have to, I don't know, this is right or wrong. You have to try hard to be to get a certify or certification from the professional association. I don't know. That's mean, like to talk about this thing yesterday. If archivists have a high salary, it means it worth, right? It worth to take an exam and try hard to get a certification, right? Because we got a high income or high salary after we upgrade to become a professional. But if the situation is still the same, we got low income or low salary, maybe the taking examination to get certification not worth for money or not deserve it. It's a little bit more complicated, complicated to take the exam or something like that. You can, think about your situation, the situation in your country as well. And I hope in the future, Lee and Luke, you become these kinds of movement, I guess, to check or to push some, some movement or some trends in your country. As I know, in China, they have some library and information studies program in China. They got approved by Philip UK as well. Many universities. That's another movement. So how about the future? I don't know. In my department as well, we try to, apply to become a member of high school someday. But the high school is just it's an academic, it's an academic association, not professional association. Don't get me wrong. Don't get confused. High school is a academic. It's an academic association, not professional association. That's the point. I mean, oh, sorry, I read the chat. High school requirements, sure. You can read it from, from the iSchool webpage. So to get the idea of the iSchool. But to be honest, I want to share with you one of obstacles in my department. Well, like we can't join iSchool because of research funds. To be honest, that's the point that the criteria or the requirements that you can join high school's caucus. It's about research funds. It's easy to send the application form, right? Apply to become high school member. The point is research funds. In China as well, I think Wuhan University is a big university that they got, right, a lot of money for research whatsoever. But there are many ways that you can join. Or another idea of mine, I think, if high school is not your choice, or you can afford research fund, maybe you can join now. As you know, in our faculty, so you can choose to become members of digital humanities, but it's a academic way, right? Not professional, not practices, right? It's theory research. So this is my another idea to bring. Um, yeah, alliance but they say caucus, CAUCUS, caucus. So it's a variety, and some they criticize that high school looks like a little bit varieties of members. And if you think we call high school, how about data school? Right? Now everyone talk about data, not information at all. So it's very, very hard if you try to chasing the movement, right? You chasing the progress of the idea or something. Now, to be honest, we hardly call information at all. We call data, and they offer you data science program. But for my program, for my department, as you know, we are under the Faculty of Arts. Sometimes I can't, you know, I can't join a hard science, right? Hard science, like computer science, information technology, 100%, I haven't joined or participate in high school at all. That's why another way I look forward to join maybe could be digital humanities. Yeah. And as you know, cultural heritage information management, our today's topic, now they related to digital humanities as well. Digital humanities study culture, art, literature, philosophy, history in the digital with digital methods, right? A good idea, good way to move. So in the future, when Duke and Lee, you become, faculty members or become a researcher in university or in your, you know, employer organization, maybe you can think about your movement, how you can join, you know, how you can join your friends in the world of academics. You have to balance between academics and practices, right, or professionals. Me too. All along of my experience, I think a lot about how to balance between academics and practices. It's very hard to say that. As you know, Department of Library Science under the Faculty of Arts, that they always produce the knowledge, right? Academic knowledge rather than practices. So there's only few department in the faculty that they are professional. Let me say like librarians, yeah, library science, information studies, uh, performing arts, yeah, performing arts. They are performers, right? Our neighbor department, they have professionals rather than academic knowledge. Anyway, it is a long way to go. So, and if you look at the type of course or elective courses that related to cultural heritage management, as you can see, they focus a lot about resources and service. You've got some information organization and professional identity management. So what the point that I want to raise is about even you call your program that you focus on cultural heritage management, yeah, cultural heritage information management, but use organizing of information still the principal important principles that you have to learn or study as well. Anyway, resources and services still core courses or even many elective courses that you can choose. Yeah, we learn a lot about resources and services. Maybe professional identity management or something in terms of management science. Yeah. But information technology still only, complementary, right? Only complementary because we didn't have a highly recommended course at all. So it's still, humanities or social science. Okay. So because we learn online, maybe it's time to have a short break first. So around 5 minutes, have a short break, and we get back to learn another thing about cultural heritage information management. See you at 9:55. We go back. Be back. Okay. So when we develop a new program or when we develop new area of study or the area of research, sometimes you have to think about the place that we try to position ourselves into the world. At least we have two worlds of academic, the academic world and the professional world. Sometimes it's very hard to separate things. Sometimes you have to stand in both worlds, right? You have to stand it. So how about CHIMS, Cultural Heritage Information Management? They still, as you can see from the screen, they still rely on the professional association, right? So as you can see from the screen, what type, my question, what types of professional association related to cultural heritage information management? And you can type your answer. What types of professional associations related to cultural heritage information management? Not just the library association. So please type your answer. Library Association, National Archives, anything else? From the list that you can see from the screen. Yeah, from the list that you can see on the screen, sorry. ICA, yeah, International Council on Archive. Okay. You mean International Association? Thing. I would say some you talking about uh, art, right? Arts organization in your country, some kind of association as well. In Thailand, we have a Ministry of Cultures, you know, Department of Fine Arts. Yes, they have some kinds of association organizations that related to CHIM, cultural heritage management. Art, right? I would say public library. Thank you. Still, I would say that still GLAM, right? Gallery, archive, and museum. Still GLAM sector. And Duke says international organization. Arts, right? Not just, you know, fine arts and, you know, whatever. Thing, other fine arts, or even, you know, movies, in audiovisual materials or something, museums, rebels. Still GLAM sector, right? And again, the last thing on this screen, we're talking about publications of interest to CHIM students, like a journal, archive and museum informatics. Though this list could be helpful for you. Special publications. And again, be careful. There are two types of journal. Liz and Sophie as well, you have to be careful. There are two types of journals when we do our term papers. First, academic journal. Or I would say research journal, right? And another one is professional journal. Be careful. Be careful. So yeah, I don't know exactly. I think archivaria, right, or arts library journal could be professional journal, something. So we got two kinds or two types of journal. So be careful when you choose articles for your term paper. Why? Because academic research journal is very hard to read, but it's a, you know, empirical research, say that, for these things. Oh, the empirical research for this thing, you have a survey, interview, something, try to develop new knowledge or create new knowledge, right? So that's academic research journal. And you have or you should attend the academic conferences, right? Yeah. And another world or another types of journal could be professional journal. So we're talking about case study. We're talking about implementation or the projects that you try something new in your services or in your organization. It's right or wrong practices, working or not working practices or something like that. And you have to present this in professional conferences. But, you know, don't get me wrong, some professional journals or some professional conferences, sometimes they generate a knowledge, but the knowledge for practitioners, not academics. Me too. I used to attend the long press. Me too. I go to, the silly conference, but they're talking about the professionals. They have a case study, they have practitioners research as well. Don't get me wrong, this is okay, but I think I'm attend the long press, right? Because as a postgrad student, you need to present academic knowledge, right? Or research, or in academic world. So you have to attend academic conferences. So we have both worlds. But we try to balance them. We try to balance it, but still have two ways to go. It depends on you, right? So if you are faculty members in the future, look at least so you have academic way to go. You have to go academic conferences, present your work in academic journals or research journals. But for Sophie, if you choose your pathway to go to the career, I mean practitioners or professionals, so your way to go is professional journals and professional conferences. It still waste your time if you choose the wrong way to go or choose the wrong direction. So you can ask yourself what I can do now, right? When you attend the conference, but it's the wrong place to go. But anyway, but you can find your students, right, or your employees in the professional conference as well, right? That's fine. That's fine. You can you try to persuade professional to study in your program. That's good. That's good. But you have to bear in mind that there are a big gap or big differences way, right, to go on the directions that you have to choose between academic world and professionals world. Yes, but the top tier journal is academic journal, right? Yes, you reply me on the chat box. Tier one, tier two, or whatsoever. This is about academic journals rather than professional journals. But for Sophie, if you get back to work now and find job to work, maybe you are become professionals now. Go to you can join professional conferences rather than academic conference. Publish your work, publish your case studies, publish your case report. I will say case, right? For professionals. Yeah, you can publish your work on professional journals. So case report or case study in terms of professionals, totally different from case study research methods in academic world. Yeah, totally different. Okay, I have to conclude now on this screen that I have to conclude now on this screen. So if we need to join or take part in the new area of study, right? If you can learn. So the first thing you should consider would be program. Programs of study. master or PhD or bachelor's degree. We're talking about program of study. So what should be the area of study? First, you should have program of study in the university, right? Bachelor or master or PhD programs. The second, you should have association. Association, maybe academics or professionals, or we should have some kinds of certification or license, right? I don't know. We should have an exam or not. And journal, right? The last one. The last one. So, Lee and Duke, in the future, if you think your research topic can, become the area, right? A new area of study or a new area of research. Bear in mind that there are at least 4 things you should consider before you set up the new area of study. First, the program of study. There are many universities offer the programs that you want to establish, right? You want to develop a new thing in your campus. Second, could be association, either academic or professional associations, right? Because you have to cooperate with them when you create new coursework or new programs in the university. The third could be certification or license. So if you want a high salary, or you want to, get high recognition, get high acceptance in the professional or in your job or in your career, maybe you have to set up certification system or license system. But it's not easy one. You need to, cooperate with professional association, academic association at the same time, or even policy makers in your country, in the government agencies. Yeah, they have many ways to do. And the last thing, yeah, you have to make sure that we have our journals to support or, as a channel for your student to publish their work, right? Or the professional to publish their works. That's very important. Without all of those things, your new area of study or your new area of research could be have a short life. Believe me, have a short life. So maybe it's very amazing, very catchy program, right? But without for these things, believe me, your area of study or your area of research could be have a short life. They gone very quickly. Program of study, associations, either academic or professional, certification or license exam, right? Journals. Compare with a highly profile professionals in your country, like doctors, right? Lawyers, architect. All of these highly profile, they got program of study, association, certification, license exam, and journal. The doctor or lawyers, as I know in Thailand as well, they have have a personal development, right? To get higher and higher certification from beginners, intermediate, and highly advanced, right? To get high salary. So how about our professional? I don't think it's a hard way to go, but whatsoever, that's a good thing to try, right? Majority determination. Okay. In Thailand, librarians is the oldest job in Thailand as well. Next year, the Department of Library Science will celebrate 70th anniversary of establishment in Thailand. 70 years now. 70 years now. But I guess we have all of 4 things for professional already. Program study, associations, license, and journals. Any ideas or any notice or any observation in your countries? This is there's a possibility to create a new area of study or area of research, like cultural heritage information management. There's a possibility in your country.
Ajahn, in my view, maybe the real book on some project of real book.
Mhm.
But I think it can't be new area because so many professionals.
Mhm. So they work together or not? Really? I mean, in terms of academics and practitioners.
I think separate.
Oh, they separate.
Like the public library do
Mhm.
some part,
Mhm.
and some academic library do some part, and
Mm.
and museum do some part. Yeah,
That's the reality, right? That's
yeah.
the reality. They separately work, but still have a collaboration, right? But still work their own, work by their own. How about Vietnam, dude? You can type your answer. Sorry to ask a long question. How about the situation in your countries that is possible to establish new area of study? Just share, right? In Thailand as well. We talking about collaboration, right? We try hard, but still have some part of collaboration. But anyway, we still work separately, right? In our journey. That's true. That's true. Totally true. And finally, in some area of study, especially library and information studies, to be honest, the IT people or IT professional that take over our roles, take over our responsibility. That's a sad news to say that. But as you can see from this page or from this screen, as you know, the IT coursework still, less than, a number. They're still less than resources and service, identity and management, or even organization of information. Right? Oh, and read Duke answer. Yeah, for National Archives, work separately, right? Do their own jobs because they have to work hard separately, right? Or individually because they need budget from the government. So if you can work lonely or you can work alone with a big job or big win, big success, it means you get a huge budget to support your projects next year, right? Next few years. That's why we don't want to share. Yeah, we don't want to share. We don't want to share our budget with others. That's the point. But in academics, yes, you need to work with some academics in different disciplines, right, Lee? You smile. I see your smile. That's the reality. Bitter reality. And for Sophie, and when you work in the future, try to find or become a member of professional association that will make you have a good network or even high salary at last. Try to find jobs or careers that they have professional association. Believe me, that's good. You high profile. Okay, time to move on to the next idea or next issue. You can look at the professional competency. If you scroll down the screen, you can see courses mapped to the areas of the LIS professional competencies. And again, I have to confirm that cultural heritage information management focus on professional knowledge rather than academic knowledge. You see that? Yeah. Still focus or emphasize on professional knowledge or professional competency rather than academic knowledge. Why? After you finish that, after you finish this course or this program, is mean you can do this, you can do that. They train you to become new professional and get into the marketplace, working place, or workplace or workspace, and you can do your job, right, as a professional. That's the point. That's the main point. You can click on professional competencies, professional competence. You can see competency, a professional competency in detail, in more detail. And look at the here. Information organization. Yeah, our coursework, right? If you look at information organization, they still have theories, principles, and techniques. Yeah. But sometimes it's too late, right? But sometimes it's too late because you're getting old now. You get after you retire from government agencies or from professional organizations, archives or libraries and museums, you retire maybe 55 years old. You still get 5 years left before you join. But anyway, Some they prefer to become guest speaker or guest lecturer. Yeah, many of us, many of them, they prefer to, you work in the private sector, right? And they invite you to become guest lecturer or guest speakers in some coursework or in some programs. And, you take two positions and earn money from two positions. One for your routine job, right? Yeah, and some for special jobs in the library, in the university. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, your research result from your thesis on your research project sometimes more advanced, right? It's very it's very hard for professional to adapt your knowledge sometimes, but it's our challenge, right? To digest or to make your knowledge consumable. I will say that consumable. The general audience can eat it. That's your job. That's your challenge. Right? Sometimes it's a good idea to try or to implement your research project, right? Findings, but sometimes it's very hard to digest, very hard to eat. So it's time to, it's a challenge to, to make our knowledge consumable. Yes, that's right. And as you can see from this screen, look at information organizations, especially, I mean, cultural heritage, information management. They still focus on, theory and practice, cataloging, classification, indexing, whatever you learn from our coursework now. Metadata, right? Metadata, taxonomy, theory, and ontologies, right? You already submit your assignment, right? Ontology or taxonomy from, Unilexicon, right? That dot and metadata creation, data standard, principle, identity management, authority control. You learn many things, right? Principle, practice, trends of findability, and theory and practice of semantic web and link data. I'm sorry about that. I didn't talking too much, but you try some, right? JSON LD, JSON, right? JSON LD, or JSON player, right? Playground, sorry, JSON playground. If you remember that, you try some. The semantic web. You try create Wikidata. Wikidata is a good example of semantic web as well, because you have to structure the data, structure by, assign or put identifiers everywhere if you can, right, in Wikidata record. If you remember that, you learn a lot. That still, you got the background knowledge of, how to manage cultural information management, cultural heritage information. So still become. So if you fancy research on archive or something, archival management, I will say they got a similar concept and knowledge about, how to organize information, like resource description, right? Archival description still got common issues compared with, library resource description or museum registry. Sometimes you got a common knowledge as well. This is the competency right? So when you design new program, or when you design new area of study, new area of research, or even new area of practices, sometimes you need to develop core competencies, right? What the people can learn. So anyway, like a licensing or certification. So you have to set up the level, right, that the people can do. Beginners, intermediate, higher, intermediate, and advanced. Sometimes you need to set up the level of professionals, or even the level of, of students that they can do. And as you can see from this screen, again, before we finish this screen, I will say this is a professional competency. Professional competency. And as you remember, it means if you graduate from this program, it means no need to take certification exam. Some our program as well, GPA's program, especially master degree, we get approved by CHIM. It means if you graduate from this program, no need to apply for certification, because they at least they approve you, the basic level of our profession, professional competency. So when you develop new area of study or new area of research, try to capture or map, do mapping of professional competency and even academic competency as well together. Like Duke mentioned about, our job is trying to balance between academic and professional knowledge. So in terms of professional competency, you have to balance between academic knowledge and professional knowledge as well. So that's our job in the future. Or if you want to establish a new area, that's our job. Okay. Professional competencies. And if you click on, send the link to chat box now. I will say cultural heritage information management is a beautiful words, right? In other words, it's an archive. It's an archive. Archival management, right, Duke? It's a beautiful word to call cultural heritage information management, but in other words, we call archival management. It's a new name of archival management. Maybe I'm wrong. You can, disagree with me. But anyway, it's a new name, right? New wine in the old bottle. New wine in the new bottle. So again, okay. Yeah, it's true. New wine in the old bottle. Oh, all white in the new bottle. Sorry, all white in the new bottle. Okay. So, looking this screen, role delineation statement for professional archivists. Sometimes lead or do, or Sophie as well. If you interested in the professional, sometimes you have to look at the expectation. If you say that expectations from professional associations. Why? Just do talk about this issue in the chat box, right? You have to look at professional expectation, and then you create new programs in your university, right? But this condition still work if, I will say that, read my lips, if the professional association in your country strong enough, right? Strong enough that you follow professional expectation and you try to create new program based on professional suggestions or professional standards. But you can do this if the condition is your professional association in your country, sorry, the professional association in your country are strong enough. Unfortunately, in reality, not. Some professionals not strong when you compare with academic association. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not strong enough to control or to give you some useful guidelines for you to create the program, right? Based on professional expectation. I would say that. Tell the truth again. I confess that that's why our GPS program choose Philip rather than Thailand Association of Library. Yeah, because the TRA not strong enough to create guidelines or to design professional knowledge or professional, professional expectation or professional knowledge or professional guidelines for us to design new program. It's not more, it's not advanced at all. So that's why GPS program join SILIC, because we hope that make good progress, right, in terms of professional standards or professional knowledge. So if we say heritage, cultural heritage information management is a all white in the new bottle, it means you look at the professional archivist guidelines, right? You see that? Raise your hand. You see that? First, general knowledge, right? General knowledge. Archivists know and apply knowledge about, yeah, you are extraordinary archivist, right? You can do everything. But you have to evaluate your skill or your knowledge, right? In terms of, your strength or your weakness, selling point of your profession. The first thing is general knowledge. So during we read the professional expectation or professional guidelines together or professional standard together, think about yourself. How well you can do this thing, right? The knowledge of social. Duke, you can evaluate yourself now, assess yourself. general knowledge. Domain selection, appraisal, and acquisition, arrangement, and description. That's the point. That is our coursework. Arrangement and description, analyzing and design something, reference services. There are many domains, right? There are many domains that you have to learn the knowledge, many things to do. So when you develop your program or the area of study, sometimes you have to check this out, right? You have to check this out, sorry. You have to check this out. What you can offer your graduates or your learners or your students to get this kind of knowledge. There are how many domains? Sorry. 8 domains. 8 domains. But the special things is on domain 8. Okay, good. Open your mind, right? And you can see different things. And here, cultural competency is a new thing. For cultural heritage information management, you need to know or you need to have cultural competencies. Domain 8. There are 8 domains, but a new domain that concerns you for today's topic is cultural competency. And you can study further or learn further about these things. Cultural competencies. There are 7 tasks and 12 knowledge. 7 tasks and 12 knowledge. Here, a new thing is domain 8, cultural competency, is new as of 2023 examination. So this is a point that concerns you. If you need to become expertise in cultural heritage information management, or you want to research this area, or even you try to produce a new program, establish a new program, it's time to concern with cultural competency now because it's new of 2023 examination. Even it's happened in the US, right? In the US, but bear in mind that this trend will come to your country now, recently, of the cultural competency. We're talking about inclusiveness. You know this thing? Inclusiveness. Diversity. Cultural competency is very important now. Or cultural competency, inclusiveness, diversity. Sophie, even you work in the private sector or the public sector or government sector is still important. How you can accept the people who come from different cultures or different ethnics, something like that. Or LGBT, not just the culture, it's about gender as well. LGBTQ. Sophie, you can accept the people who has a different gender. Yes. Okay, LGBTQ. Even they looks like guys, right? Male, but he has different sexual preferences or gender preferences. You can work with them, right? So this is a domain 8. Duke, you can, mark up this trend as well. It's very important. Cultural competency, inclusiveness and diversity. Yeah. In the USA, this trend is very important now, right? You have to accept people who come from different cultures, come from different nations, in Thailand as well. But no need to think too much because Thai people they have open mind. Yeah, they you can work together, live together, except in the southern province. As you know, there are some kind of conflict between the religion, Buddhism and Islam, yeah, Muslim, still. But not too harsh when you compare with Israel or Middle East now. Not okay, so as you can see, the domain of cultural competency, we can look at in more detail. How about what are cultural competencies? So the task, they have 7 tasks, right? So rate your skill, rate your competency. You can do this well. Identify sources of cover records and paper. Again, right? Diverse subject, individual, organization, and others that create, receive, accumulate records and paper appropriate for acquisition. Diverse subjects. Find knowledge of cultures, maintain and keep records, something like that. Yeah, this is a new one. How about knowledge? Yeah, history of record creating, factors, methods, something like that. Laws, policy, regulation, procedure, something. Yeah, many things. As I mentioned earlier, if professional associations strong enough, very strong, they will generate or offer the guidelines or professional knowledge for you. As an academic, it's very easy, right, to adopt and create new area of study or new program. But in our country, sometimes professional association not strong enough. So it's this job you become yours, academics, right? Because you create from the body of academic knowledge instead, right? So sometimes it's not balanced well. So it's our fortune, right? to have this balance between academics and professional association together. As a current function user. You agree with that? Do you agree with that? Cultural competency. They ask you more. They expect you more. Agree with this competency. Lee, in your opinion, they ask you more. They expect you more. You can do everything. Superhuman, right? X-Men. X-Men. Oh, that's why I say me too. That's why they guide you or they show you 8 tasks and 10 knowledge, right? So it depends on you to, evaluate yourself or assess yourself that what level that you can reach in 5 years, in 1 year. Okay, you can do it all. Me too. Me too. Especially history knowledge or knowledge of history. I'm quite, that's my weakness. I don't know too much about history. So this is the way. I didn't, lecture you about the theory of cultural information management, cultural heritage information management. I don't want to lecture you because it's a new area of study or new area of research. I just bring you to notice something, right? Bring you to notice something that's special when you want to develop new area of study, new area of research, or new area of practices whatsoever. Yeah, trust me, cultural heritage information management is not the last stop, right? Or maybe you can, in the next few years, you can say cultural heritage data, data science for cultural heritage sector, right? Soon, right, Duke? Like big data for cultural heritage, something that's very fussy words, right? Come and go and disappear easily. It's a fancy, a catchy word or something like that. But to be honest, if we want to sustain the new area, sustain, right? Keep it longer. Sustain a new area of study, research, a new area of practices. You have to rely on at least 4 factors. I want to conclude now because we learn online. you lose your focus easily. So I spend only 2 hours to teach you. So I want to conclude now. If we want to, create new area of research, area of study, new area of practices, first look at the program of the study, right? So at least there are other universities that offer the program or offer the areas study of like this, like you, or similar to you. First thing. Second, could be professional associations, right? So we need professional association to support or as a marketplace for your graduates or for your learners, for your students after they graduate, where they can work in there, right? Where? So it's very important. Where to go after you graduate. Third, could be certification or licensing or license, professional license, something like that. It's very important to upgrade to make your professional recognized for the public, right? The public can recognize your professional, how important it is of your professional. Right? Third factor, that's very important. Even in the football, right? We have a professional license for referees. Even sports, they have that referees. They have to train, right? Train yourself and take an exam to become professional referees in sports, in any kind of sports. And the fourth factors could be, if you remember, journal. The fifth element or the fifth factor could be, as you know, body of knowledge, right? Like this. body of professional knowledge or guidelines or standards for professional that to trace you, to check you that what level of your skill or the level of your knowledge can reach, right? So that's why in in each professional there will be rookies or beginners, right? Intermediate, uh, high intermediate, advanced, or something. And when you reach the advanced level of your professionals, now just look say when you retire, you can become lecturers, right? But maybe it's too late. You're getting old now, right? Whatsoever. So I suggest you 5 elements or 5 factors that you consider. Yeah, again, I have to confirm that cultural heritage information management not the last stop of our advancement, not the last stop. As a PhD student, I hope that you can create new knowledge, right? So forget about, hey, no, remember about 5 elements, sorry. Remember 5 elements again. Program of study, professional association, accreditation, right? Accreditation or certification, journal, and professional guideline or standards. Even you, Sophie, you can, up your salary, right? If you can do this. And not just the program. Yeah, that's fine. But professional association, certification, certify, right? Certification, journals, and guideline or standards of professional or corporation, whatever. And as you can see, if you still stick into this professional organization of information, still your skill that you need to develop yourself. I mean, as a lifelong learners, right? You have to build up your knowledge. But justly say, we are not superhuman. Accept your weakness and improve it. There are 2 ways now. You know your strength and you up level, right? Upgrade your strength higher and higher. Or you think your strength enough now, it's time to improve your weakness, right? Another way. That's the point. That's why they offer you it on the screen that they offer you professional guidelines, because know yourself, what kind of your strength, what kind of your weakness, and it depends on you now to develop better and better on your strength, or you look back to your weakness and improve your weakness to become not weak anymore one day. So if you choose develop your strength, it means you become expertise, right? Because you know well in detail, in more detail, in depth, right? Deep down to the special knowledge. This one way. But if you choose another way to improve your weakness, to fill the gap, it means you become generalist. Say that. Yes, I have to conclude with this. So if you think you have to develop your strength stronger and stronger, you become specialist. You specialize in knowledge, dig down to special knowledge. No one knows better than you. I mean, in special topic, right? You are specialist. Or if you want to improve your weakness and fill the gap, or fulfill your lack of knowledge something, right? You are become generalist, the generalist who can do everything. Generalist. So it depends on you. You choose your future. That's it. This is for today. Okay,ครับ. So we still have 1 week left before your oral presentation, right? Next week you'll become future of, information organization discipline. Yes. Next week, and another week could be your showcase now, right? So after you got the instructions of term paper, you can start now, right? To written form. But don't worry about written work, or don't worry about writing. You have to give me an oral presentation first, 10 minutes each, and we can discuss together about the topic. That try to be critical, read articles critically, right? And present or synthesize something new critically. You see pros and cons of each article, something like that. Present your own ideas that I have been looking for your work from. If you have any queries, any questions about term papers, or whatsoever, just let me know. Right. That's it for today, and I will upload this video later on video YouTube, but feel free to watch it later. It's not public. Today. Okay, ครับ Thank you ครับ ดุ๊ก and see you next week. Bye bye ครับ and Sophie get well soon นะครับ
Okay, thank you.
ครับ and keep healthy Lee and ดุ๊ก keep healthy
โอเคอาจารย์
ครับ Bye bye. See you next week ครับ
Bye.
Bye bye ครับ